Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the technical trader at thetechtrader.com. It's Thursday night, January the 7th. And these are the charts of the day. Well, a very nasty day on Wall Street. A lot of stocks did very poorly. We had a very big divergence between advances and declines. The tick got to minus 1460. The Mcclellan Oscillator got to minus 183. And yet the market couldn't bounce. So we may be close to a tradable low, but we're not quite there, it appears. Unless we suddenly gap up tomorrow, the Chinese markets and the oil are up and everything else. So for now, let's just play it by ear. I'm going to show you some longs, but most of them are golds, oils, and oil ETFs and some market ETFs, and then I'll go with some shorts for you. Starting off with ABX. Now, Barrick Gold has been around a long time, and you can see the long-term chart shows that this stock traded for quite a while in the mid-50s. From 08 to 2012, but then it rolled over with the price of gold and dropped down into the mid-single digits. After multiple waves down, you can see that it's formed as a big wedging or coiling-type base pattern. Today, though, it popped on 38 million shares and ran up 10%. A significant breakout, in my opinion. And this may very well lead short-term to about the 10.25 area, followed by 12.5 and then 14. Those are targets for down the road. If we do get a follow through with volume, but this is kind of an important potential base in this zone since the July and then September lows. Up next is ANF, one of our swing trades. I just wanted to show you how beautiful this is acting. After the pop and the rising flag here, this stock today was up 63 cents or 2.34% in a very lousy market. It appears that the volume, technicals, and pattern all in line for more upside. Should we get a market decline and this pulls back towards 24.5, 25, I think it could be a really outstanding opportunity for a move eventually to the mid-30s. 4.48 days to cover. Now DVAX with a special day today. The drug company announced some very positive news. The stock exploded, pulled back. We have a nice day trade today from the 23.70 to 29.70 range, about $6. It was up 8.52 or 40% today, and it traded 10.2 million. Very big volume for that stock. The key today was that it broke out across the declining topside lateral price resistance. They very well test the 32 range short term, maybe as high as 35 secondary target. Almost 8 days to cover. This could be trouble for the bears. LABD, or the triple bear biotech, with biotech's really getting hurt here, has now been up 6 days in a row. But more importantly, today, after breaking yesterday's, breaking the declining top line, today broke through with third gap in 4 days, broke through the lateral price resistance, which came in from the December high, about the 42.5 range. Today reaching as high as 45.25, 45.23. Look, we may get a pullback retest, especially if the market rallies. But if this extends, we can see 50 short term and maybe as high as high 50s, something like 58 or 9. If we really get a lousy market. NUGT with gold moving back up. You can see the stock is up to the 50, traded 9.6 million, was up 357 or 13%. And if it gets up to this level, which is 31.70, and we may test that tomorrow, we should see 37 and maybe intermediate term 46. But I'm not sure on this one yet because it's a little premature for me. Long-term gold. Boy, is that SCO running. How about that action in the last 4 sessions, taking it from 123 to 163, 40 points in 4 days. Now, my target was up in the zone. We may see a little bit higher, but I'd be careful going forward as it's already had a move from the October lows when it was around 70 to 163, more than doubling in the last less than 90 days. TVIX along with the UVXY, both coming out of inverse head and shoulder type patterns. Today's volume of 60 million shares breaks it out across there, but I'm going to look to see whether or not there's going to be a follow-through. It takes it out to the high 3 weeks ago when it spiked up to 942. That will be my immediate target, followed by 1055, the gap in here, and these tops and bottoms. And the UVXY, while we're on a subject, also moving up near resistance. Should it get through here, my target's at 47.8 and then 55.57. But we're going to have to see whether we get through this neckline, although 47 million shares could be very unique and very interesting. I'd like to keep the UVXY and TVIX as day trades and not swing them. I think they're a little dangerous there. Lastly, the gas, with natural gas moving back up again, you can see the big rollover that the UNG had from the mid-teens down to under 7. In the last couple of weeks has run up, pulled back and flagged for 4 days. Today it popped again, up 4.72%. And with 3.2 days to cover and closing above the 50, and if it gets above this range, we could easily see near $10 on this one. Keep your eye on UNG going forward. Now some box of shorts to show you. AMAG, which has been in a nasty downtrend after this head and shoulders top broke. And then I showed you this wedge in here and this wedge in there, but look at this stock rolling over yet again. I'm looking at 22.5 and then 19 on this stock eventually. There's 5.5 days to cover, but I think the shorts are right on this one. Obviously, it's dropped from 76.7 range down to 24, and it still looks lower. AMSG, a new one we uncovered after forming a little wedge in here. Today may have broken. It certainly broke that line and closed down 241 at 3.17%. Could be headed for a retest of 769 and then way down there 65.6 short term. We'll see if we get anything beyond that. ANIP, another biotech short that looks pretty ugly and still actually has just broken this 3-month flag. On a longer term chart, if this rolls over, we should see a retest of the 36 low followed by 30. All the educational stocks from Apollo to the VRI to CPLA, but I'm going to feature 2 of them today. APOL continues to stair-step lower in an orderly fashion. And I don't know where the bottom is, but today's break here and the break of that pattern tells me that this may go into the mid-single digits. Even under 5 is a possibility, like 4 3/4 my next target. BioMarin, yet another biotech rolling over from the channel top. Look at all the points on this channel. And you can see that this rollover has taken out lateral support. May very well lead to lower levels in the 80, low to mid 80s is my next target on this one. Creato, the big wedge is breaking. The large pattern is now developing to the downside. Today we tested this recent pullback low from early November, around 33.70. Today's low being 33.90. We get below that level, I can see the stock falling eventually to the high 20s. DeVry, yet another educational stock that looks terrible and continues to look so. Look at all these flags, wedges, and all the way down in a rising channel. Yet the recent rising wedge rolled over again from 26 down to 21.5. But I see the stock trading at 18. FIX, one of my recent swing shorts. Beautiful top pattern. This little bear flag got me going. Look at the action since then. Expecting a test of the September lows around 25.5. We get below that, we can see 22, 22.5. GPN is another recent swing short. Came down in front of the bear wedge, and now it's rolling over. Today dropping almost 4% or 239, and breaking below this line. The gap may be filled, and it may get down to 59 short term, followed by mid 50s beyond that. IBP, Installed Building Products. Nasty looking long-term decline. Broke here, snapped back to it. Came down hard and snapped back yet again, formed the rising wedge. Broke down and formed the larger pattern. There. Look at the last action of the last few days. Today we broke again. I'm looking for a test of the 20 range. Eventually 17 could be had, particularly if this channel bottom is reached. Nevertheless, you can see the possibilities on this one. MIDD, a new short, broke today hard. It's been down from 110.12 range to 96 just the last week or two. In the last couple of days in particular, losing about 10 points. But the neckline of the head and shoulders has been broken. I can see it stair stepping down to 90, 85, and then eventually even high 70s. Papa John's broke that wedge we talked about, snapped back after retesting the lows, and then really broke hard the last 3 days. I'm looking for a move to around 49 here. We may get that tomorrow. Eventually, we could see mid-40s. Qualis, spike down, rising flag, roll over hard, and form another rising wedge. And now rolling over again. Today, lateral support was taken out, and the next tests are going to be, I think, down of the August lows around 25, followed by 22.5. Restoration Hardware is also looking very toppy. Broke the long-term uptrend. Snapped back to that channel twice, couldn't get through, and we got creamed. Then formed the bear wedge and got creamed again. It's had a quick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down, but we may not be done. I suspect we could see a quick test of 68.70 on this one. And last thing is Red Robin Gourmet, which I've been talking about short since the high 70s in October. It's now got down to the mid 50s. Looks pretty ugly in here. A little oversold, maybe at the bottom of the channel near support, but I think that this falls away and gets eventually down to 49.50. And that's it for the charts of the day tonight, everybody. Have a good evening. I'll talk to you in the trading room tomorrow.